First of all, thank you for the warm welcome. I've been here a year and I'm just trying to get the lay of the land. And first of all, I want to say thank you. Every single one of you is helping our kids right now. Every single one of you is helping us with our bond. And so I want to first of all begin with, we came to you, we said, please help us. Actually, I'm driving into Vista and I'm a runner. So I got out of my car and I said, I'm going to run this place. Because my interview was supposed to be at 8 in the morning and we had a fire. We had a fire. And so the whole thing got delayed. In any case, my interview was not like for 12 hours after I was already here. So what am I going to do? So anyway, at some point, I managed to say, I'm going to just run this area. So I started running. And I started looking around and I called a friend and I said, wow, we got a lot of portable buildings. He's like, you're right. If there's any one thing the schools need to take care of immediately is you got some portable buildings that are just, So one of the first things I did at my interview was said, we've got to pass a bond. We have to pass a bond. And so I came to you and I said, please help us. And that was one of the first things we did together. You came out, you stood on street corners, you called, you visited. Even if maybe you weren't too super excited about the idea, you supported. I want to thank the chamber particularly for getting behind it, the city for getting behind it. We passed it, and so we are entering the construction phase. So we are excited to be gathering our resources together, and you will see the first thing out of the chute. We have some projects that are shovel ready already. And so we have some things that are ready, that we're ready to go before we pass the bond. RBV, you'll say, wow, we have restrooms in the gym, yes! Things like that. Things that, might have, should have been built in the first place. But Vista Magnet Middle, we're looking at the, that treacherous ramp out front. That'll be reconstructed right away. We're looking at some new concepts for the front entry of that. Really, any school that you list will have something. Big projects at Vista High, big projects at RBV, several of our elementaries, Vista Magnet Middle, and so first of all, just thanks. That's a huge thing. It was a vote of confidence. We needed it, we appreciate it, and we will be using it to build innovative places for our kids to learn things that are different, new, and exciting. So we appreciate that. I'm just going to spend a minute to say, like the city, our budget, is having its moments. We're going to be fine. We're going to be constricting a little bit. So just rethinking how we use some of our assets, using them a little bit more wisely to make sure that our budget gets through a period of having to pay more for really employee benefits. And we've had just a downturn in the overall student birth rate in the state of California. It's down a little bit. It's a little constriction time. But we're going to be okay, so in about June we'll have it all figured out and on we go. So the next thing is, so as I talked about right sizing, so one of the things that we're talking about is consolidating our programs and services to make them make sense. So if we have, for example, I don't know if Alta and Murray's are next, I think so. This is the problem with doing this walking around. You might, well hopefully. Anyway, so Alta and Murray are two continuation schools that we have in our district. You might argue that a district our size doesn't need two continuation schools, but they might need a little boost on early childhood education. In fact, a big one. So right now, Educational Enrichment Systems, they're in the house somewhere over there. There she is. They are currently educating 700 of our kids in Vista, and we will be opening Alta in the coming year as an early childhood center, little tiny tinies, all the way up to 5. The continuation schools are merging at Murray. And at Murray, we will be developing career pathways. So instead of being all about continuation school, Murray will turn into a career pathway school. So you might be credit deficient when you get there, but you'll leave with a career. That's the plan. So we'll be building 3 careers. We're working on what exactly? Some of you in the room will be helping us. We know that. Not exactly sure because there's a career superhighway project underway right now to determine what does the market want, what does Vista want in terms of those career pathways that we're building. So more to come on that. We are building a lot of school identity and focus in Vista Unified. So really any school that you go to can tell you what their focus areas are. Many of you are partnering with our schools already. You might be partnering robotics, you might be partnering in engineering, you might be playing it forward, no Canning Church, thank you, helping us with the arts. So that's an instrument drive underway right now. We're building the arts with a guarantee that every child has a right to an arts education as a core part of their instructional day. And every adult defends that right. And so that's something we're really working on, making sure that arts integration is part of their day, that creativity is not lost in Vista Unified. We are having instrument drives we're collecting, gosh, everything from 3D printers to anything to do with robotics, maker spaces, even paper towel rolls, and all those things you do to build and make things, PVC pipe. So if you have something you think would be great to teach kids how to design, how to invent, how to engineer, we're probably interested in it, just ask us, we'll take it. If it's not a piano's a little big. Draw the line at the piano. One thing we're really interested in is making sure every single child in every neighborhood, in every home in Vista, has a right and an opportunity to attend one of our great schools, the one they want to go to. And so we're really working on making sure there's an equitable opportunity and really examining where there are issues of equity. So one of the things that we did right away, we added transportation for any child that was walking over 1.5 miles. Actually 1 mile for little guys and 1.5 miles for secondary students. So you may be seeing buses all over. Yes, that's more money. But we had kids that were walking, and I walked with them, and I can tell you, one parent, her round trip, so she was walking 2.2 miles, and she walked from way far away from Grapevine all the way to Grapevine and back with her 3- and 5-year-old, and in the afternoon she did it again. So the 3-year-old was walking 8.8 miles a day to get the child to school. So we had some things to correct. So the first thing we did was put more buses on the road to make sure every child can get to school safely. We still have some students we're working on getting to Madison from across the 78. So we had just added some transportation routes for those guys. It's just, it wasn't so much the distance, but the freeway. So if you see kids taking pathways you think, I'm not comfortable with them taking those pathways, please tell us. We are really trying to get safe pathways to school, safe routes to school, and get kids safely without worrying anybody or having any incidents. So, as I told you, arts expansion, we created something called MARVEL. It's Music and Arts Resurgence in Vista, MARVEL. And it's a collaboration of a bunch of us who are already in the room and some who are not in the room to really grow the arts. And it's a public-private partnership. And organizations are saying, for example, NAMM has adopted us. Yamaha is helping us out. VH1 is helping us out with instrument grants. And so the instruments have started to come in. As I said, North Coast Church is presently in the middle of a drive. So if you want to help, if you have any instrument in your garage, under your bed, you know you're not going to play that instrument, we will take it if it's not a piano. We'll take it. So please just let any of us know. We will come get it. We will come get it with bells on. Literally. So we want to thank you for your support. You've been absolutely amazing this first year that I've been in Vista. We are excited to be here. Things are popping. And just absolutely a pleasure to be in the community. Thank you for all your support.